The 49ers say they believe in Brock Purdy, but could their actions tell a different story? Welcome to your daily 49ers update. Here's what's happening. Tim Kawakami says the 49ers contract offer to Brock Purdy may not give off the impression that they're all in. Quote, I heard from a plugged in NFL source this week that the 49ers and Purdy's camp are indeed feeling like there won't be fireworks on the way to an eventual deal. But I've also heard generally that the framework might be a little different than some other recent quarterback deals. I suspect this means the 49ers could be pitching a shorter term, lesser guarantee deal compared to the full commitment deals signed by Trevor Lawrence, Justin Herbert, and others over the last few years. Will Purdy and his agent be happy with that? Assuredly, there'll be some negotiations. Nobody makes their best offer right off the bat. It might take time. That is not exactly reassuring to Niners fans that want to see this deal get done right quick and in a hurry. Here's the bigger question. If you have to offer this kind of a deal, doesn't it signal that you're not all in on the guy that you're re-signing? And if you're not all in, should you be giving him a new contract in the first place? I don't know, but as we know with the Niners, it's never going to be boring. The other part of Tim Kawakami's column that was interesting was what he wrote about Robert Saleh and just exactly how Saleh got to the 49ers in the first place. Again, quoting the column, more so than with any other assistant coach decision of this era, Jed York was personally involved in this move, agreeing to the top of the market salary for Saleh and at some point trying to solidify staffing into the future. Basically, I think the Niners leaders, from York to Kyle Shanahan to John Lynch, trying to set this up for Saleh to stay with the 49ers for more than 1 year. At the very least, they'll make it easy for Saleh to be very picky about the place and timing of his next job. And generally, because they need him so much and don't have an instant replacement like they did with DeMeco Ryans when Saleh left after the 2020 season, Saleh has more influence walking in the door now than he had at any point of his first stint here. I'm not exactly sure what more influence means, but it doesn't exactly hurt Jed York that he now has a guy that has head coaching experience on the staff. And if he ever did want to make a change, the replacement for Kyle Shanahan is right there in San Francisco. We always give you one thing to read, one thing to watch, and one thing you might have missed. One thing to read on this Friday. Eric Branch has a column in the San Francisco Chronicle wondering if Kyle Shanahan will finally adjust his philosophy when it comes to the offensive line. There's a quote in there from Kyle a couple years ago that leads me to believe that ain't happening anytime soon. If you want to read it, click the link in the description of this episode. One thing to watch. I told you I was doing a film session with Johnny Dell yesterday. We did, and it was phenomenal. I felt like a kid back in class. He sat me front and center, took me through with the film, with the clicker, exactly what types of creative things Robert Saleh is doing. I highly recommend it. It was definitely educational. Made me a lot more excited for what's to come from the defense this year. Again, I'll put the link in the description. One thing you may have missed, the Cincinnati Bengals have a contract decision to make with T. Higgins this offseason. And for some reason, both Dan Orlovsky and Michael Lombardi have mentioned the 49ers as a possible landing spot for Higgins. I don't really know why, considering we have Debo and Ayuk and Juwan Jennings and first-round draft pick Ricky Pearsall, and if you want to throw Jacob Cowing in there, but they're mentioning him for a reason. And we know with the 49ers, they are not afraid to take big swings. Just keep that in the back of your mind as we go through this offseason. That's a wrap on today's 49ers in 5. Please leave us a rating and a review on Apple Pods, wherever you get your audio podcasts. Like and subscribe to this YouTube channel as well. Click the bell so you know when we're live, which is every single weekday and after all Niners breaking news. Enjoy your Friday and your weekend, everybody. I'm Rob Stats Guerrera.